So, what's the next mandate? What do you think? When leftist authoritarians force their agenda on the rest of us, as Washington Times' Robert Knight says, it's considered good science-directed government, except when they ignore science. A few weeks back, I reported on how the godless left gleefully use any crisis to get whatever they want, even when it causes chaos, suffering, and death. You likely know by now that sadly this is not an exaggeration. Now remember, to them, the issue is never the issue. The issue is the revolution, which includes rebellion against God, as well as rejection of His truth and fixed moral absolutes. So, how do we respond when apparently not enough American citizens have been pushing back against a tyrannical government and its policies? That's next. I'm David Fiorazo, and this is Christ and Culture. Make no mistake, Joe Biden is not incompetent, ignorant, or innocent of the chaos and division he's causing. He's just following marching orders. Journalist Leo Hohmann says Biden's job is to precipitate the following: collapse the supply chain, the dollar, and ultimately the American economy. Next, collapse the American military and embolden enemy forces. Collapse the American healthcare system. And finally, collapse the American border. The Biden administration is on its way to achieving these and other godless goals prepared by global elites and Democrat socialists way before Joe even took office. Did you ever imagine the level of power and control over our free republic, formerly free republic, I should say, that globalists at the World Economic Forum, corporations, the United Nations, and countless rich power elites would have over Americans? You're probably tired, like I am, of the vax mandate debates. You also likely agree that it is unconstitutional what they're doing. And the executive branch was never intended to have this much authority over states and citizens. But Biden's words in recent speeches have been eye-opening. They've not only been alarming and divisive, but dangerous and tyrannical. Blue state governors are going along with the Biden power plan, while many red state governors have vowed to fight back in the face of bullying and threats. Others, including Republican Governor of Mississippi, Tate Reeves, have urged citizens to take the jab. Though he supports the vaccines, he's against mandates. Reeves recently said this, quote, "The vaccine itself is life-saving, but this unconstitutional move is terrifying. This is still America, and we still believe in freedom from tyrants," end quote. Marxists do not appreciate resistance, of course. For example, on the left coast in Portland, Oregon, the riot capital of the USA, by the way, Democrat Mayor Ted Wheeler wants to forbid any city purchases from the state of Texas. Why? Because of its new law protecting babies with a heartbeat in a mother's womb. The intolerance is fascinating. What does Oregon have to do with Texas? What does New York have to do with Nebraska, California with South Dakota, or DC with OKC? As an interesting side note for practicing Christians, the Bible warns against partnering with blatant evildoers and unbelievers, and it says to get away from them and be separate. The Apostle Paul states, "How can righteousness be a partner with wickedness? How can light live with darkness? Or what harmony does Christ have with the devil? Or how can a believer partner with an unbeliever?" Biblical values such as God, truth, natural marriage, and valuing every human life do not affect people on the West Coast necessarily, but they want to force the rest of the country to conform to their ungodly, immoral values. That's what the left does. In an article at American Family News, Robert Knight said this, quote, Fellow left coast state California bans travel by state employees to Texas over the Lone Star State's policy of allowing faith-based adoption agencies to decline to place children in same-sex households. The people who run these adoption agencies actually believe that God created men and women as different and complementary, and that children benefit most when they have a married mother and a father in the home. Recently, California extended its travel ban to 5 more states because those states are considering barring men who identify as women from competing in women's sports, end quote. The audacity. It is bewildering that the Antichrist spirit of the age has permeated every major institution in the nation, as they are willing to silence anyone who doesn't comply with humanist, secularist, or progressive narratives. We've seen this with the health establishment, haven't we? The Democrat media and the big tech who have teamed up with the White House to suppress increasing documented evidence of vaccine deaths and other serious shot reactions, as they have from the beginning demonized alternative treatments. This brings us to the concern about religious freedom and the ability to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ unhindered, a door which seems to be closing little by little. Discrimination, deception, and double standards are off the charts today, but only one side is consistently accused of imposing its values on others. One-way tolerance is applied to Christians, conservatives, traditionalists, or anyone defending national sovereignty and Western civilization. Like many of you, I can't imagine Americans going along with the propaganda and tyranny much longer, but then again, I thought more of us would have resisted the left's agenda much sooner of deconstruction and its America Last philosophy. In an AFN interview, AFN.net, Robert Knight states, quote, "I think the gap between the people pushing socialism on America and the rest of America is widening rapidly and becoming more evident. The only question is, will we still have a country left by the time we can use the election system to throw out the people who are abusing power?" I'm hoping we can have a fair election next time, but that ship may have sailed. Plus, one election will barely make a dent in all the damage the left has unleashed in recent years. Unfortunately, we need to be prepared for more of the same, more of what we've been seeing, while we keep on trusting the Lord regardless of the circumstances. Hang in there, friends. Now is not the time to back down, to be silent, or to retreat. Stay strong. God bless you, and keep speaking the truth about things that matter.
Hey team, most of you know our shows have been censored by Facebook and YouTube for years, which makes it very hard to keep up with the cost of production.
But thanks to our Patriot Club members, we have not only been able to keep things going, but to add more programming. We're doing 18 new shows a week, 18.
In fact, we've got big plans in motion for our viewers, especially our Patriot Club members.
So please consider supporting our freedom-loving media by joining the Patriot Club this year. For a $99 tax-deductible donation, we will send you our 20-ounce stainless steel navy blue tumbler etched with the words American Patriot, standing atop the shoulders of a rather fit-looking George Washington.
And for $129 gift, we'll also include a 15-ounce stainless steel mug as a token of our appreciation. All you have to do is visit patriotclub.us and become a Patriot Club member today.
That's patriotclub.us. Thank you, and God bless.